With so many platforms nowadays that allows property owners to publish their room offers and put it in front of people's eyes, some managers start questioning, is it really important to have your own website? What are the benefits? Well, in this video, we're gonna be talking why it's important that you still have your own website, even though you're using all the platforms out there like Booking.com, Agoda, or even Airbnb if you're a host. So stay tuned so you know why it's still important to own your own website and what can you start doing now. Hey, I'm Eduardo Salazar from Expedia, and we help you create meaningful guest experiences for your hotel. To understand the importance of having your own website, we need to discuss about who owns the relationship between the guest and the hotel. When a guest books through an OTA, it's the OTA who owns that relationship. It's in charge of communication between the hotel and the guest. And that is great if you want to focus only on the reservations. But it becomes a problem when you want to build a brand, when you want to communicate directly to them. Because the business model of the OTA, Agoda, Booking.com, is to control the experience of the guest, for better or for worse. But for the hotel, when you're starting to grow and you want to open a new hotel or create a brand, you need to be able to control and talk directly and have a direct communication link with your guests before, during, and after they stay at your hotel. And when you're using an OTA at a platform, this becomes very difficult because you have to understand that when you are relying on an OTA, your business relies on the visibility that you are having in these platforms, and you don't control that because every now and then they're changing the algorithm. Let's say Booking.com, they're always constantly improving their algorithm to help the guests to find the perfect match for them, and that is going to affect the visibility of your hotel. So if you don't have control over that, some days you could have great bookings, but you don't know in the coming months, you don't know what is going to happen in next year because you do not control that visibility. So even though if you right now are having a lot of bookings from the OTAs, don't think it's going to be like that for a long time. You have to start thinking about the long term. What is going to happen if the visibility in this platform is going to decrease? That it will affect your bookings. And if you don't have a strategy, a solid strategy that creates that communication channel directly to the guest, you are going to go into a bad situation. And to avoid that, this is where having your own website is very important. Even though you're using the OTAs, but always drive traffic to that website that you build, customized for the guests, and use that to build that communication channel. You can use emails, you can use SMS, you can use even calls, or you can use bots, or there are multiple options that you can use to improve that communication with the guest. But what is important in this video is that you understand that if you want to play the long-term game, you need to have a strategy that you control. When you own your website, you control the visibility of your website. You control the communication with them at a lower cost. When you're using OTAs, they control everything. So understand how to leverage the OTAs to build your brand. That's what you need to be thinking about. How can I use right now the visibility that I have on OTAs to build my brand on the long term? Because in the long term, it's your brand that is going to keep you alive, not the OTAs. And the best is that building your own communication channel, it shouldn't be that expensive. See it as an investment, as you are building your own asset that is going to keep you when you have difficult times like the pandemic that we had this year. Hotels that focus before on their brand, they can stay better during this time. The hotels that they were focusing only on OTAs and focusing only on the transaction, they are suffering in this moment. And now that the industry is starting to recover, it's the perfect time so you start thinking about your long-term game. What is the strategy that is going to keep you alive even there is a pandemic? Make sure that you think about it. If you want to know more about the hotel industry, marketing tips, and how you can improve your hotel, then follow us on our social media channels and click on the subscribe button and click on the bell so you get a notification once we upload a new video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.